We're nearly there. The evenings are gradually getting lighter, the first spring flowers are starting to bloom, and the world is starting to come back to life. Hang in there, everybody, spring is on its way, and here are my top tips to help you stay motivated, persevere with your training, and stay on track with those 2021 goals. Welcome back to The Vegan Runner, and thank you for watching. Now, wherever you are in the world, chances are you've had a pretty tough time of late. There's a lot going on, whether it's impeachment trials or lockdowns and everything else in between. These dark winter months have been hard, and however your training has gone, well done for getting out there in the dark and the cold and getting it done. We're nearly there. Spring is just around the corner, so if you feel your motivation is starting to wane, here's what I try to remember in the moments before and during a workout when your head is telling you to stop and choose an easier path. Number 1, connect with your purpose for running. Forgive me for going a bit deep so early on in the video, but I think this one's important, and above all else, I think it will keep you motivated in those darkest moments when the snug sofa is more inviting than freezing rain and strong winds. Think really deeply about the why of your running journey, what it means to you and what got you moving in the first place. Now, reasons will vary hugely from person to person. Perhaps you started running to raise money for a charity close to your heart. Possibly, like me, had a breathless moment tackling the stairs and realised that things needed to change in order to improve your health. Or maybe you're running in memory of a loved one, or to be a role model to the children in your life, or maybe you have a goal, time, or a specific distance in mind that you really want to achieve. Whatever it might be, connect with it, write it down, and don't forget it. Remember it when the sofa's own gravity feels stronger than a black hole, and pull yourself out there. Remember it when your mind and legs are screaming at you to stop in your next speedwork session. Remember that purpose, and that each workout takes you that little bit closer to achieving your bigger goals. Number 2, smile. You'll often spot one of history's greatest runners, Eliud Kipchoge, blazing along miles 15 to 26 of a marathon with a great big smile plastered across his face. He's going at speeds us mere mortals can barely reach in a 400-metre sprint, let alone keep up for a marathon. It just seems impossible. How can someone who is pushing themselves to the limit of human endurance look so smooth, relaxed and happy? When asked about this, Eliud let us in on a little secret. He smiles when things are getting tough. When his body and mind are telling him to stop, he forces himself to smile. It quietens those voices and enables him to continue to run at impossible speeds. Could it work for you? The science says it should. When you smile, your brain releases tiny molecules called neuropeptides, which help fight off stress. Then other neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin and endorphins are released too. The endorphins act as a mild pain reliever, and the brilliant thing is, you don't have to feel like smiling to get the effect from smiling. Your body is so used to releasing these chemicals that it will do so on activation of your facial muscles. Now, I've been trying it for the last 18 months and it really does work. I find that my body eases up, I'll let go of any tension and I'll start to run a bit more smoothly. Now, we may not be able to run as fast as the goat himself, but we can all try and smile like him. My third tip for staying motivated in these winter months is to set your goal and work backwards. Whether it's your first 5K or your 100th marathon, book the race and put it on a calendar. I prefer a wall chart or a large diary, something that you can physically write on and put it somewhere visible, somewhere you can't help but see it every single day. Then work backwards from that date. Whatever your goal, there is almost always a multitude of plans out there to help you achieve it. You're not alone and you don't have to do all of the reading and the research into the training. A lot of the work has been done for you, and you can ask around for suggestions of plans that have worked for others who have achieved the same goal. Then put some or all of that information in your year planner. For me, just the time spent training each week is enough. You might want to go into a bit more detail, so find out what works for you. I also like to number the weeks of the plan. It gives me an idea of how far I have left to go, and it feels good when you're partway through your training block and you can easily look back and see how much you've achieved already. As the days and the training sessions pass, you can put a little tick next to the day, and this can be really reassuring if a little anxiety creeps in about your race, and it can also give you that small motivational boost to get out there, get it done, so you can put that little tick on the chart. My next tip for staying motivated is to eat well. I don't know about you, but when I have a delicious smoothie or a salad that's vibrantly green or a brilliant plant-based meal that's full of nutritiously dense foods, I feel instantly revived. My mood lifts, my energy levels rise, and I'm ready to meet my training session. It's almost like I can feel the nutrients being absorbed into my bloodstream, and my body thanks me for it by releasing feel-good endorphins. Now, right at the start of a training block, I like to start my day with a green smoothie. So before I do anything else, I start my day with a drink that's full of superfoods. At the moment, I'm really enjoying adding this organic powder to my morning smoothie. It has great things in it like chlorella, maca, camu camu and wheatgrass, and it actually tastes a lot better than it looks. I found it to be a great way to start the day, and after 8 hours of sleep, my body is just craving nutrients, and the first thing it receives is a massive dose of green goodness. It's intention setting, it's energy boosting, and it helps to keep you on track for the rest of the day. And not only will eating well make you feel good and motivated, you'll recover quicker between workouts, and that next run will be easier as a result. Tip number 5 for staying motivated and hanging in there with your training: recognize that you are human. We all fail sometimes. We are human, and to fail is all part of the human experience. Sometimes that sofa or bed will hold us in its warm embrace and not let us out, or those voices that beg us to stop during a tough workout will prevail and derail our training. In these moments, don't beat yourself up for too long. Remember that failure is a good indicator of courage. It means you're attempting something that is outside of your comfort zone and something that's difficult for you to achieve. Tomorrow is a new day, and with it will bring a fresh opportunity to get back on track. A handful of missed sessions here or there will not make a huge difference over the course of a 4-month plan, but giving up altogether because you missed or didn't complete a session will. I like to imagine a training plan like an empty bucket that you're trying to fill with water. Each session is like a little drop to filling that bucket. A few spilt drops aren't noticeable when that bucket is full. My final tip for staying motivated with your training plan is to train with purpose. Now for me, this is one of the most important aspects to my training. Why are you doing what you are doing? Now, there's so many different types of running workouts out there. Recovery, intervals, fartlek, hill sprints, long runs, tempo, progression, fast finish. And they're all great in themselves, but for me, knowing why I'm doing what I'm doing is a huge motivational factor. A lot of runners head out of the door with just a distance, time or route in mind. Maybe a target pace or a Strava segment they want to improve on. And that can be okay, but if you're doing that day in, day out, it's likely that after a while your progress will plateau along with your motivation to keep working towards your goal. A well-structured plan with a variety of different workout types thrown in for specific purposes will keep your progress steady, and if you're like me, in those moments when motivation is flagging, just asking yourself, okay, how will this run help me with my goal? And reminding yourself why you're lacing up for that workout will give you that much needed kick to get out of the door. I'm not saying you always have to stick rigidly to a plan. Sometimes just getting out for a run without any worries about heart rate or pace or zone 4 intervals is just what you need to reconnect with the joy of running and look after your mental health. All that means is that the purpose of that workout has changed. This one is for my head rather than my plan. It's all good. So when things get tough, connect with your purpose, smile like Kipchoge, have a race or goal to work towards, eat well, have a reason for each run, and know that when it goes belly up, it's okay. We all have those moments, and it's all part of this brilliant sport we call running. So those are my top tips for staying motivated. I'd love to hear what keeps you going down in the comments below. Look after yourselves, and until the next one, be the best you.